Welcome to Start to Finish Motherhood, a podcast for those thinking or already single mothers by choice, just looking for practical advice for navigating life's relationships. When you decide to have children on your own, it doesn't mean that you're completely alone. I'm Aisha Jenkins, and I'm partnering with you every step of your journey. Hi, everybody. So I mentioned how I enjoy connecting with people, no matter who they are. And I'm curious, and I tend to ask questions. But even as I ask questions, there's something very gratifying about learning more about a person as trust grows and we share more and we become more of our authentic selves. And today's guest is one of those stories. We're friends, we're coworkers, we both have experience as single parents. And this is one of the people in my village who supports me as a parent and also gets to engage with my children.
Oh, wait.
That's just like,
Okay, cool.
yeah, no, we can have a sidebar conversation. So let me just look at your
Yes.
hair. So you got a part down
Okay.
the middle. Do you do your own twist?
Yeah.
You
I
do?
I'm getting better and better all the time. Yeah, it's just twists. They got YouTube videos for that out there. Sometimes I pay attention, okay. Sometimes I do a terrible job.
It
I
looks good. I told you, right? Well, when I got COVID earlier last year, I cut my hair. Like my hair had been natural probably since 2017. And it had just grown to the point where it was no longer just like, oh, let me do. So it was like, oh, let me be because I need to separate it portions and detangle. So when I got COVID, it was really hot. Like they talk about COVID hair, they talk about the heat. I was very hot. So
mm,
I
yeah, I
was
don't even
like,
know what my hair was like out there in California for way too long with no supplies or friends to help. Yeah, my hair was probably terrible
so I
during
was like,
COVID. Mm,
okay, this hair needs to go. So I
mm,
envisioned how I wanted it to be shaped. So I took out all of the braids and then I was just like, okay, so I think I need to go up at an angle. So I just cut it up. And I don't know if you've seen Taraji P. Henson, like once she had like this picture where her hair was chic and it was just like, a tapered cut. And I was like, that's what I'm going for. That was not what I got. And now And so the weekend is over, quarantine is over, and you're like, "Oh, I gotta rock this." So I was just like, "Okay." So Imma make it do what it do. But now I think it finally got into the point where it has the length that I want that I can kinda shape it and play around with color because
mm,
right now in the back, it's too long, right, to get it to look chic. So I did like, the flat twist it up and then pinned it up. And so now I just have the peacock part that you actually see, and, we're
mm.
on web conferences, you take pictures straight on, so people rarely look at the back of
Yep.
your hair except when I do daycare pickup and drop off. I know they're like, "What the hell is going on back there?" But you don't know
No,
black
they
people.
probably it looks fine. It looks
You know
fine.
black people.
And then and not really being around, a lot of black folks. If I go into work settings and even on Zoom calls, not being around a lot of black people is it's not freeing. It's not helpful. It just means that the folks who you're with, they don't know what's bad. They don't
Right.
know how it should be. And then, sometimes it's not good because I got my hair um I got it braided during my vacation because it was time and I was out in random places and I found a place that would do it. And a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you something. People do not respect men when it comes to certain kind of situation. They don't respect like the seriousness of the intent,
Uh-huh,
whether it's showing up at doctor's appointments for your kids or
uh-huh,
trying to get your hair done in twists or braids or something like that.
uh-huh.
And people will just sometimes do whatever,
Right,
thinking that I don't
like you're
care.
not gonna know, like you're
Um,
not gonna know. Like
yeah,
you don't have a preference for,
um,
neat, crisp parts.
right, exactly. So they had my parts. My hair was just it wasn't in a pattern that made any sense. And of course, every person who wasn't black who I saw when I had my hair done, they were like, "Oh, it looks so good. It looks great or whatever."
Uh-huh.
And I ended up sending a picture to Fallon because one time she failed me when I had white stuff from the
Uh-huh.
process in my hair she didn't say.
Uh,
So I sent her the pictures and she immediately critiqued it and said and pointed out the flaws.
uh-huh.
And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I want, you know?
Uh-huh.
That's what you want and you need and you value
Yes.
from your black friends."
Mhm. But, there's something about the magical invisibility of Black people. Like, when I used to, go into the office on a more regular basis, I used to just roll in like, "You was running late. You look crazy." Like, things like that. But it's just like, Black people know what it's supposed to be, right? But the first thing I said to you was like, "Oh," right? First thing I noticed was, "Oh, your hair is different, and, oh, that there's a crisp
Yeah.
there," right? And it's like, so, I've been playing around with color, as you can see. So I got this
Yeah, for sure.
gel color that I've been playing around with. Like, you need actual, like, plastic gloves to, like, not have it be a whole
Mhm.
big giant mess, and I have to use the utility sink to wash it out because it's a mess. But I haven't used hairspray in a while, so hairspray just kinda gave it, like, I like volume because I was getting my DMV picture taken today. So I was like, "What does a girl wear?" And
Are you matching the colors of your shirt and your hair, or is it just doing
no,
that in the Zoom?
it's just on the Zoom, but the shirt is kind of like a coppery shirt. My eyeglasses, like, red
Mm,
apparently is my power color.
look at this.
Uh,
I see
but,
you.
you notice, so when I went to go take my picture, the representative noticed. She was, "Ooh, looks good on you." It's just like, "It makes you look younger, much better than this one." And she held up my old driver's license photo. I was like, "Fangirl, read me." So anyway,
Yes,
but
definitely.
that was
Getting noticed for your hair is like, well, I won't put it on everybody, but for sure, my hair used to be short and wavy, so I had the 360 waves that people talk about or whatever. And sometimes the attention was too much, but
uh-huh,
I was used to the attention. And when
uh-huh,
I changed my hair, it was gone. It was all
uh-huh.
the way gone. In
Like you
fact, my
were
mom said
invisible.
something crazy. Yeah, my mom said something crazy. She was like, she didn't like the long hair. She said, "Now, how am I going to tell people that I have a handsome son?" So wow. And then when I was staying with Khalil's mom, my son's mom, she very often her hair is like yours. She always uses a splash of color. There's always a green in there because that's her favorite color. But for years, now she does hair. She does hair really well, and
Mhm,
for years, if somebody saw the two of us in any given scenario, one of us is getting complimented for our hair. And, usually it's her, but I would also get some. But once I changed my hair, it took a while for anybody to say anything about me when she
uh-huh,
was around. So it was always a thing. Somebody would say something really nice about her hair, and I would say, "Oh, but what about mine?" Like try to get that attention. It feels like such a key part of the culture that when I go to work in my white spaces, it's not there.
uh-huh. So, were you ever that dude who, like, put the shoe polish? Like, there was a time I used to go to a church when I was in Philly, and there was a security person who also worked in the office in Philly. They had a their job had an office in Philly, and he was security. And so, I would see him from a distance, and every now and then we get to talking up front, and I would be just kind of really, really distracted by the shine from the shoe polish that was framing his hairline. I'm like, "Huh?
Back in the day, it was shoe polish, but I don't know what. It's professional materials today, and
Right.
barbers sometimes do not give you a choice, and
Uh-huh.
the one time when I said, like, the attention was too intense was when this barber I had, they called him
Uh-huh.
Hollywood, and
Uh-huh.
he always just acted like he was in Hollywood and everything was really extra,
Mhm.
and my regular barber wasn't there that day, and I went to Hollywood, and he just did what he felt like, and
Mhm.
so he dyed the hair, and he lined it up with his
Uh-huh.
extra stuff, and people that I didn't like it at all, but a lot of people really liked it. They
Uh-huh.
really liked it, and, man, I'll never forget this lady on the bus who was staring at me for the longest time. I had no idea why this person was staring at me. I'm in Philly, you don't stare. And she was like, "It's your hair," such such. I washed it out immediately. There's some parts of Philly, I wanna say it's more in South Philly than, let's say, North Philly, but there's some parts of Philly where that's still a thing, where people
Uh-huh.
still want that dye. They
Uh-huh.
still want that fake line
Uh-huh.
that's really dye. I don't know. I don't like it.
No, no,
I need
but,
to shape up.
Black culture and hair. So, one of the reasons
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
actually went natural was because I was dealing with alopecia areata, right? And so this was all during my time at Philly in Philly. And so the doctor, I would be going to get the cortisone shots in my scalp, dating, and guys just like, oh, wrap the comb over. No, don't be with that. Just trying to cover up, like, because I would get quarter size, ball ball spots periodically, and just like, but there's something to be said for embracing your natural hair. So I was actually going through my conception journey for Camille, where I was just like, look, and this was when I was early on, I was like excited. I was like, look, you get that lush hair once you get pregnant, the baby gets born. I was like, I'm capitalizing on that. So I was just like, I had been growing out my hair, from the relaxer. So I had quite probably like 4 inches of growth that I was just like, okay. So one weekend I just cut it off. And I was just like, oh crap. So then, so from that time forward, I have been natural. So since 2017, and, the hair is back healthy, the scalp is healthy, no issues with, receding hairlines, not even post pregnancy, right? My hair did shed, but it kind of, came back. But anyway, so
Congratulations on that.
thank
Just
you, thank you. And since then, I've cut it like a second time, and, hair is hair, and one of the things I'm trying to encourage my girls, right? Because they are biracial, but their hair is textured hair. I don't want society to put on them, hair texture things. I don't want them to be like hair texture thing. I don't want them to internalize hair texture things, and I don't want that to be a thing in our house. So my oldest has seen me with long hair. She's seen me with short hair. She's seen me cut my hair. She's seen me color my hair. Understand that hair is an accessory. It's important to our culture, but it is also something that doesn't define who you are. And you're going to go through phases with the hair. So once I became a mom, I became very intentional about the messaging I was sending through hair, appearances, what I say about myself at various stages, and, body weight and body mass and things like that. Thanks for listening to Start to Finish Motherhood with Aisha. If you want to keep the conversation going, follow Start to Finish Motherhood on Instagram, or email me at aisha@starttofinishmotherhood.com. If you love this episode, please share it with anyone who's thinking of becoming a single mother by choice, anyone who's already parenting as a single mother by choice and just looking for advice on navigating it all, or a friend or family member who's looking to support someone else's single mother by choice journey. Until next time, bye now.